Yellow Lion Demon. The most down-to-earth demon. The 73rd, 74th, and 75th trials of the 81 Calamities. Protagonist, Yellow Lion Demon. Weapon, four-cornered shovel. Characteristics, weak magic, fair and honest. The most down-to-earth demon with the most tragic fate. Weaknesses, poor judgment, lacks information. The Yellow Lion Demon is a demon unlike any other. He neither eats people nor does evil. When the pilgrims reached his territory, Monkey King inquired about the demons in the area and received various conflicting reports. Some said there were immortals, others mentioned tigers and wolves, while some just said there were demons. The Yellow Lion Demon leads a quiet, unremarkable life, unaware of the turmoil surrounding him. While other demons fiercely vie for Tang Seng's flesh and Monkey King slays countless monsters, he remains oblivious, even when Monkey King drives him away. He is known for his decency and kindness, dealing honestly with others. His feasts consist only of pork, lamb and meat, unlike other great demons who steal and plunder. He ensures his subordinates use silver for purchases and covers any shortfalls. When Xuanzang admired his new treasures, he humbly shared and requested secrecy, saying, "That shiny one in the middle is the spade. You can look, but please don't tell anyone." Despite his virtues, his downfall lies in his lack of awareness and poor judgment. His weapons were all stolen. Tang Seng and his group were invited to dine by Prince Yuha in Yuha City of the country of Tianzhu. However, Baji, who was most gluttonous and could not bear the sight of vegetarian food, jumped up to demand a feast, frightening the people in the hall and the prince. Tang Seng quickly explained, "Although my disciple is unattractive, he has a kind heart." But Baji, ignoring his master's attempt to smooth things over, continued to be rude and boisterous in the hall, causing the pampered prince to turn pale and his heart to race. The prince's three sons, all skilled in martial arts, could not stand to see their father so frightened. They grabbed their weapons and prepared to confront Tang Seng and his party. The three little princes had a rather unique reason for their actions. They suspected that the three rough-looking men must be mountain demons. Coincidentally, the weapons of the three little princes matched those of Sun Wukong, Zhu Baji, and Xuanzang. The eldest wielded a golden-hooped rod, the second used a nine-toothed rake, and the third carried a dark staff. Before the three little princes could act, they were dazzled by the brilliant aura of Sun Wukong, Zhu Baji, and Xuanzang's magical weapons. When Sun Wukong and Zhu Baji soared through the air and demonstrated their moves, the princes were even more envious and wanted to become their disciples. Seeing his children so eager to learn, the prince was delighted and personally asked Tang Seng to let his three disciples take his sons as their students. After Tang Seng agreed, the prince joyfully arranged a master-disciple banquet to thank Tang Seng and his party. The three little princes diligently practiced martial arts with their respective masters, never complaining of fatigue or hardship. Seeing their earnestness, Sun Wukong and his disciples taught them mantras and bestowed immense strength upon them. The princes could even wield their master's weapons with ease. However, their mortal bodies could not endure for long, and they soon collapsed from exhaustion. When the princes could no longer handle their weapons, they decided to make miniature versions instead. They began the busy task of forging the new weapons in the palace, buying steel, setting up factories, and smelting in the furnace. This work was not completed in a day, so Sun Wukong, Zhu Baji, and Xuanzang left their weapons in the palace and allowed the craftsmen to make replicas slowly. The dazzling aura of the weapons attracted the Yellow Lion Demon from Tiger Mouth Cave on Leopard Head Mountain, 70 miles away. The Yellow Lion Demon, who was usually honest and kind, and who had recently acquired a beautiful woman, had been staying on his mountain and rarely left his home. If not for the radiant light of the weapons at night, he would not have ventured out of his cave and stolen the three weapons. The Yellow Lion Demon, inexperienced and only recognizing the three stolen items as treasures, didn't consider why such powerful weapons had suddenly appeared in the city, or that their owner might be formidable. He naively thought he was destined for these weapons, and ran off with them. This incident marked the 73rd trial of the journey to the West, Lost Weapons. While the yellow lion demon made his swift getaway, Sun Wukong, Zhu Baji, and Xuanzang were frantic and furious upon discovering their missing weapons. The golden hooped rod alone weighed 13,500 pounds, far beyond the strength of any ordinary person, leading Sun Wukong to suspect a demon's involvement. He asked the prince, who was uncertain, but mentioned that Leopard Head Mountain's Tiger Mouth Cave was unusual. Some said it housed immortals, others claimed it was home to tigers and wolves, and yet others believed it was inhabited by demons. Realizing there was something amiss, Sun Wukong headed straight for Leopard Head Mountain. Retrieve the weapons and raid the home. The yellow lion demon, thrilled with his new weapons, especially Zhu Baji's 9-toothed iron rake, which he saw as a perfect agricultural tool to complement his own four-cornered shovel, displayed them prominently in his hall. He even planned a rake feast to celebrate his good fortune. This marks the 74th trial encountered by Tang Seng and his disciples on their journey to the west, hosting a rake feast. The yellow lion demon, who neither kills people nor loots, and with a group of small demons to support, had limited means of earning. Having acquired such useful farming tools, he hoped for a bountiful harvest the next year and wanted to celebrate in advance. Understanding that sharing joy is better than solitary joy, he thought of inviting his great-grandfather, the nine-headed lion, to admire the treasures and enjoy the feast. Thus, he wrote an invitation and sent a green-faced little demon to deliver it. As preparations for the feast began, the yellow lion demon, breaking all stereotypes of demons, took 20 taels of silver and sent his two minions, Trickster and Quirkster, down the mountain to buy pigs, sheep, and meat for the banquet. It's hard to find another demon in the entirety of Journey to the West as down-to-earth and unlike a typical demon as the yellow lion demon. The two minions, delighted with the opportunity to pocket some extra cash, even discussed keeping a couple of taels to buy winter coats. Little did they know that these conversations were overheard by Sun Wukong, who had transformed into a butterfly while searching for their stolen weapons. Sun Wukong immobilized the two minions with his magic, took their identification tokens and the 20 taels of silver, and returned to the city to hatch a plan. Back in the city, Sun Wukong asked the prince to find a few pigs and sheep for Xuanzang, who would disguise himself as a merchant, while Sun Wukong and Zhu Baji transformed into Trickster and Quirkster and headed straight for Leopard Head Mountain. On their way, they encountered the green-faced minion, who was on his way to deliver the invitation to the nine-headed lion on Bamboo Joint Mountain. When the minion asked who Xuanzang was, Sun Wukong tricked him by saying he was a merchant who had oversupplied pigs and sheep, and since the silver given by the Demon King was insufficient, they were returning to collect the remaining balance. The minion, unsuspecting, revealed that he was on his way to invite the old Demon King, and that over 40 guests would be attending the banquet. He even showed the invitation to Sun Wukong. After parting ways with the green-faced minion, Sun Wukong, Zhu Baji, and Xuanzang arrived at the yellow lion demon's cave. They found a group of little demons playing at the entrance. Seeing that Trickster and Quirkster had returned with the pigs and sheep, the little demons eagerly helped them corral the animals. The yellow lion demon, who had been busy since the feast preparations began, sending invitations, buying food, and tidying up his lair, was just wondering whether 20 taels of silver would be enough for the banquet. When he heard the commotion of pigs and sheep outside the cave, he knew the minions had returned and immediately went out to check. The yellow lion demon greeted the two minions and asked how many pigs and sheep they had purchased. Sun Wukong, disguised as one of the minions, responded and added that they were short 5 taels of silver to pay Xuanzang for the extra expenses. Without checking the accounts or questioning the debt, the yellow lion demon immediately ordered another 5 taels to be given to Xuanzang, showing a level of honesty unmatched among demons. Even more astonishing, when Xuanzang expressed a desire to see the new treasures the demon had acquired, the yellow lion demon agreed. Though he first scolded his minion for being too talkative and revealing their business to outsiders, he still granted Xuanzang's request. The reason for the scolding was that if the princes in Yuhua City learned about the treasures and asked for them, the yellow lion demon would be in a dilemma: give them up or refuse and risk damaging their relationship. This behavior was more like that of a modest person hiding his wealth from his neighbors than a demon hoarding his spoils. Lacking Sun Wukong's discerning eyes, the yellow lion demon had no suspicion of the disguised monk. Sun Wukong's smooth talk led the demon to not only show Xuanzang the treasures, but also offer him a meal. The yellow lion demon personally accompanied Xuanzang to view the treasures and even cautioned him. The shining object in the middle is the rake. Feel free to look, but please don't tell anyone outside. Not only was he lacking in sharp eyes, but the yellow lion demon also had poor judgment. Of the three treasures, the most powerful, the Ruyi Jingu Bang, was casually placed on the eastern mountain, paired with Xuanzang's demon-subduing staff on the western mountain, both serving to highlight his favorite, Zhu Baji's nine-toothed rake. However, Zhu Baji did not share the demon's fondness for the rake. The moment he saw his weapon, he reverted to his true form, grabbed the rake, and started attacking the yellow lion demon. Seeing this, Sun Wukong and Xuanzang dropped their disguises and joined the fight. The yellow lion demon, who had lived in isolation with little interaction, was unaware of the power of Tang Seng's disciples. He didn't realize that the three were the true owners of the treasures, and instead blamed Sun Wukong for tricking him. Sun Wukong, of course, retorted with a scolding. The yellow lion demon's four-cornered shovel was no match for the three divine weapons wielded by Sun Wukong and his brothers. Before long, the yellow lion demon fled. Sun Wukong, Zhu Baji, and Xuanzang then slaughtered all the demons in the cave, which turned out to be nothing more than tigers, wolves, leopards, and other wild animals. They gathered the valuables hidden by the yellow lion demon, along with the pigs, sheep, and the corpses of the beasts, and took everything back to Yuhua City. Before leaving, they made sure to set the demon's lair ablaze, burning it to the ground. Another instance of a celestial mount causing mischief. After Yellow Lion Demon was defeated, he fled to the Nine-Winding Cavern on Bamboo Joint Mountain, seeking help from his grandfather, Nine-Headed Lion, to avenge his grievances. Once inside the cavern, he recounted his misfortunes. Nine-Headed Lion was originally the mount of the great compassionate savior Tai. He had secretly descended to the mortal world when the young boy guarding him got drunk after secretly drinking the reincarnation elixir of the great compassionate savior Tai. Possessing great power, Nine-Headed Lion became a demon on earth and accepted Yellow Lion Demon, along with 7 other lion demons, Sueni, Tuanqiang Lion, Baze, Fuli, Now Lion, Snow Lion, as his disciples and grandsons. Upon hearing that his grandson was bullied by Sun Wukong, Nine-Headed Lion, although disappointed with Yellow Lion Demon for provoking such a troublemaker, agreed to capture Sun Wukong, his companions, and the Yuhua prince to avenge him. Yellow Lion Demon accompanied his grandfather and fellow disciples back to his mountain. Along the way, he contemplated how to defeat Sun Wukong to vent his anger. However, upon reaching his mountain, instead of finding Sun Wukong, he saw his 2 underlings, Diao Zuan and Gu Gua, mourning. He then realized that his cave had been burned down, his entire family wiped out, and even his beloved woman was killed in the fire. All the wealth and possessions he had painstakingly accumulated over a lifetime were gone, leaving him heartbroken. This kind of pain was unique to Yellow Lion Demon, as unlike other demons who stole or robbed their wealth, he had earned everything through hard work and frugality. At this moment, Yellow Lion Demon collapsed to the ground, tears streaming down his face. He hated Sun Wukong for being so ruthless, and was so angry that he nearly passed out. Seeing this, Nine-Headed Lion felt sorry for him and asked Now Lion to help him up, advising, "Crying won't change anything now. I'll go with you to the city to avenge this." But this only made things worse, as it reminded Yellow Lion Demon of all the hardships he endured to build his home. Reflecting on how everything he had earned with his life's work had been destroyed, he felt life was no longer worth living, and tried to commit suicide by smashing his head against a stone. Fortunately, Snow Lion and Now Lion held him back, preventing his death. Nine-Headed Lion then led his disciples and grandsons into the city, causing a sandstorm that darkened the skies over Yuhua City. The people, terrified, scrambled to find shelter. Only Sun Wukong cheered at the sight, relieved that he wouldn't have to search for the demons, and rushed forward to confront them. The battle between the demons and Sun Wukong and his brothers was intense and chaotic, with neither side gaining the upper hand. In a moment of carelessness, Zhu Baji was captured alive by Snow Lion and Now Lion. Sun Wukong and Xuanzang were also beaten badly, and had to flee in defeat. This was the 75th ordeal in Tang Seng's journey to the west, the calamity of Bamboo Joint Mountain. After the crushing defeat, Sun Wukong had a quick idea. He pulled out a handful of hairs, and transformed them into 100 small replicas of himself. These surrounded and besieged Baize, Fuli Sueni, Tuanxiang, and Yellow Lion Demon, allowing him to rejoin the fight and successfully capture Sueni and Baize. The next day, Yellow Lion Demon and his 5 lion brothers fought Sun Wukong and Sha Monk again, while Nine-Headed Lion took advantage of the situation to stealthily swoop down on a black cloud and capture Tang Seng, the prince, and the 3 young princes in his mouths. With his 9 heads, Nine-Headed Lion had 1 mouth holding each of them, including Zhu Baji, using 6 of his heads, leaving 3 heads free. Seeing their grandfather's victory, Yellow Lion Demon and the other lion brothers fought even more fiercely. Sun Wukong, feeling helpless, resorted to his usual trick. He pulled out another handful of hairs, transforming them into hundreds of little Sun Wukongs to assist in the fight. With their help, he managed to capture Baize, Fuli Tuanxiang, and several other lions. Yellow Lion Demon, however, was killed by the very Ruyi Jin Gu Bang that he had once placed on the eastern side of the mountain. Meanwhile, Nine-Headed Lion, with Tang Seng and the others in his mouths, brought them back to his lair. Furious over the death of Yellow Lion Demon and the capture of his disciples and grandsons, Nine-Headed Lion found Sun Wukong and Sha Monk at his doorstep. Without using any weapons, he opened his mouths and swallowed both Sun Wukong and Sha Monk, bringing them back to the cave to be bound and tortured as revenge for Yellow Lion Demon. If Yellow Lion Demon had any spirit left in the afterlife, he might have been revived out of sheer rage at Nine-Headed Lion's method of revenge. Sun Wukong's body, which had been tempered in the Supreme Lord Lao's alchemical furnace, was impervious to such beatings. Only Tang Seng, Zhu Baji, and the prince and his sons were truly terrified, trembling with fear. Realizing he couldn't defeat Nine-Headed Lion, Sun Wukong managed to escape. Before leaving, he crushed the last 3 remaining small demons into meat patties and destroyed all the defensive barriers in the cave. Fortunately, Sun Wukong learned that Nine-Headed Lion was the mount of the great compassionate savior Taiyi, so he flew up to the heavens to summon reinforcements. When Nine-Headed Lion saw his master, he immediately submitted, reverted to his original form, and endured the scolding and beatings from the little attendant without making a sound. Thus the matter of revenge was dropped and never mentioned again.